You know that feeling when you take a bite of a rich tomato sauce, or a perfectly aged cheese, or a savory mushroom soup, and it's just so satisfying? It's more than just a mix of the flavors you already know. There's a hidden element at play here, a secret that makes amazing food absolutely unforgettable. And today, we are gonna uncover it. I mean, really think about it. The best meal you've ever had. That deep, satisfying, mouth-watering sensation. What if I told you that feeling has a name, and that it's been hiding in plain sight this whole time? For centuries, we thought we had the whole taste thing figured out. You've got your four basic pillars, right? Sweet, salty, sour, and bitter. But they don't really explain that savory goodness, do they? There's a piece of the puzzle missing. That's because there is a fifth player on the team, a fundamental taste that is literally the essence of deliciousness itself. Our story doesn't start in a bustling kitchen, but in a quiet laboratory way back at the turn of the 20th century. And it all begins with a simple bowl of broth and a chemist who is on a mission. Now, while it took decades for this idea to be accepted around the world, the big aha moment, the breakthrough that changed how we think about food forever, happened all the way back in 1908. And this is our hero, Professor Kikunae Ikeda. He was a chemist at Tokyo Imperial University, and he became totally obsessed with a particular flavor that he just couldn't quite put his finger on. So what was it that so totally captivated him? It wasn't some exotic, complicated dish. No, it was the humble, foundational broth of Japanese cuisine. The secret was hiding in this, kombu. It's a type of dried kelp. When you boil it, it creates a broth called dashi, and this broth had a savory taste that just couldn't be explained by sweet, salty, sour, or bitter. Ikeda was determined to figure out why. So he went to work. Through this really painstaking process of evaporating gallons and gallons of kombu broth, Ikeda tried to isolate the one single compound that was responsible. And after months of effort, he finally cracked the code. And what he found was glutamate. It's an amino acid, one of the fundamental building blocks of protein. This was it. This was the specific molecule our tongues have receptors for, the chemical key to that savory flavor he'd been chasing all along. Ikeda gave his discovery a name that was just perfect, umami, which is a Japanese word that basically translates to the essence of deliciousness. How cool is that? And this confirmed it. Umami wasn't just a mix of other tastes. It was its own distinct category. That savory, meaty, brothy flavor that makes food feel rich and, well, complete. Okay, so here's the best part. Once you know what you're looking for, you'll start finding umami everywhere. It has been in your favorite foods this entire time. But why? Why are our brains so hardwired to love this specific flavor? Well, it's not just about pleasure, it's actually about survival. See, our taste buds evolved to recognize umami as a giant flashing neon sign that says, hey, protein here. It's our body's clever way of identifying foods that will help us build muscle, repair tissue, and just generally stay strong. It all comes down to biology. Our bodies need 20 different amino acids to build all the proteins we need to survive. And wouldn't you know it, glutamate, the very molecule that triggers umami, is one of them. So where can you find it? Oh, just think about the intense savoriness of Parmesan cheese, the deep richness of a sun-ripened tomato, the earthiness of mushrooms, or that salty depth of soy sauce and cured meats. That is all umami at work. Okay, your turn. I want you to think about it. What's the most umami-packed food you can imagine? A juicy steak, a rich miso soup? Drop your favorite in the comments below. I'd love to see what you come up with. Now, Professor Ikeda didn't just stop with his discovery. He actually patented a way to mass produce and stabilize glutamate as a salt. This created the seasoning we now know as MSG, or monosodium glutamate. So now that you're in on the secret, how can you actually use this knowledge? Well, you should think of it as your new culinary superpower. Seriously, understanding umami is the key to taking your cooking to the next level. It adds that savory depth we talked about. It creates a satisfying fullness, what chefs call mouthfeel. And it actually helps balance all the other flavors in a dish. In fact, if you boost the umami, you can often get away with using less salt. So there you have it. The secret weapon that chefs have been using for years is now part of your toolkit. So, next time you're cooking, try adding a layer of umami, a little splash of soy sauce in a marinade, a sprinkle of parmesan on your pasta, some sautéed mushrooms in your sauce. You get the idea. Now that you know the secret, I'm guessing your cooking will never be the same. For more deep dives into the science of everyday life, make sure you hit subscribe.